Come on in, Taurus. Come on in, Taurus. Taurus, we're going to go ahead and get your general reading. I know I'm a little late today. I apologize about that. Taurus, we are going to be using a few oracles. We're going to be using the Element Oracle, and we're going to be using some other oracles that we used last week. So let's go ahead and we're going to get into the reading. I actually did this reading a little bit differently today, and I actually liked it. So we're going to see how this is going to be working here for you. So this is for Taurus. Let's see what's coming out here for Taurus. First card, Taurus, that comes out here for you. I think this card came out for you guys last week, I do believe. You guys had the fire element. There's about to be something that's going to make you really, really excited. I'm going to tell you because you got the fire element that popped out, and you have Jupiter that came out at the bottom. So this is how I know that this card is a good card. This is excitement. So there could be something suddenly that's going to come in as far as money. There's some, unexpected travel or some type of travel opportunity that can come in that's going to make you really, really excited. It is optimism. That's exactly what the Jupiter energy is, but it is also fire. So Taurus, there's something really good. This is putting a spark in your eye, something that you may not have been feeling for a while. I love this energy. Jupiter talks about luck, abundance, growth, success, fulfillments in certain areas in your life. So this is really good. Okay. But I do want to talk about this with other aspects too. And we got to be all rounded, right? So if you have Jupiter and you have the fire element, Jupiter has a tendency to expand things. So I would tell you, just be mindful, be careful about how you approach people, how you conversate with people, and like I said before, it's not you, but it's like if someone tries to piss you off for whatever reason, right? Someone angers you. Jupiter can make things way worse than what it is because it intensifies what is aspecting. So, in one way it could be really, really good, but in another way, it's just a cautionary tale, right? Just be careful about being triggered, because here it talks about spontaneity or someone being assertive or aggressive. And then, you don't want to get yourself in negative situations because you weren't thinking. But overall, I do see that this is going to be something absolutely amazing with this fire and this Jupiter card. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going. This is going to be for Taurus. Let's see what's coming out here for you, Taurus. This is for Taurus. Let's see. Next card that's coming out here for you is, wow, Venus. This is your ruler. Hold on. Look at what this says at the bottom of the deck. Astrological transits favor you at this time. Now, that's literally what we just talked about, right? With Jupiter and that fire element. Something to be excited about. An instant attraction to someone that is romantically. And the only reason why I say that is because here Venus is the planet of love, right? Someone that you find beautiful, someone who finds you beautiful. And this is sitting on top of you. I like this because this is you feeling comfortable with yourself. Now, I'll say that, okay, let's say if you're not in that place right now. Let's say you're like, I'm not feeling that way. I don't feel beautiful. I don't feel desirable. There's really not a lot of pleasurable things that I'm doing in this life. This is a future tell. And I love the fact that it came out with astrological transits are favoring you, because that's why I see you excited. That's why I see that there's something that's coming in here that you don't really expect. And it kind of catches you off guard. But we want to go a little bit deeper with this Venus energy because, again, Venus is talking about not just romance, it is pleasure, but it also gives you wealth. So if you guys have been having issues with your money and your stability, you are in a very comfortable position, or you will be. So I definitely see some type of comfort here. Some of you guys are going to be introduced to a fire sign. And I usually don't say that, until I get into the tarot, but this is a little obvious. They will have some type of fire in their chart. It doesn't have to be a sun, but I feel like this could either be a moon, okay? Because remember, I don't necessarily go off the risings for people when you guys are spying on the other person, but it would be like a fire moon. So either a fire sun or a fire moon individual, all right? And this is who I see that you're going to have this intense connection and passion and attraction for, all right? And I do see that this person is, if they're a fire moon, they may get irritated kind of quickly, not violent, but I do see that they go after what they want. That's one thing that I am saying about this individual. And that's what attracts you about this person. That's what's attracting you about them in particular, okay? So I love the fact that this whole Jupiter energy and the aspects in the sky is working in your favor here based off of what I see. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going. This is going to be for Taurus. Let's see. Ooh. Hold on. Let's see what came out here for you, Taurus. All right. So you guys had the 12th house. And then you had Libra. Again, that's your sister sign of Venus. So 12th house says spirituality, healing, subconscious mind, solitude, karma, forgiveness, and limiting beliefs. Some of you guys have lost someone in the past. Like you guys have I would say it this way. As far as love, I feel like some of you guys have lost someone actual physically. Okay. As far as someone that you used to love, they're no longer around. I do see that. And that may have like really thrown you off in such a negative way, because I feel like this Libra energy is saying that now you're about to maintain or regain, more so regain balance in your life. But I mean, and it could be in a sense too, like not an actual death that some of you guys may have experienced with someone that you loved as far as romantically. But I do feel like for some of you, there has been an ending, right? But this is a little bit deeper for me. I feel like some of you guys, there was someone that you really, really loved and they're no longer around. And I usually don't see that in the readings too much, but it's a lot of romantic energy here. So, you know, and I'm not a medium. All right. Maybe this person is just trying to tell you how much they love you. Right. Oh God. Okay. And this person could have been a air sign or a fire sign. This person could have been an air or fire sign, but I definitely see a lot of love that's about to be poured onto you. And let's just go back to like what I said, even if it's not a physical death, there's an ending that happened, maybe unexpected ending. You didn't know that was going to happen, kind of threw you off, that type of thing. And now you are, or you will be regaining balance at this time. Okay. The 12th house also talks about a spirituality or a sense of spirituality. I think, you know, you guys are starting to believe that, or you will, that God favors you and loves you. I think that you guys may have felt like you've been neglected, you know, even as children, maybe from family members, you know, you've been in love relationships. Maybe you weren't necessarily feeling appreciated. Some of you guys grew up without a parent in the house. And I feel like the Libra energy is saying that there is something that the universe is going to be correcting for you. Okay. You've been living in almost kind of like living life, subconsciously believing that no one loves you the way that you can actually give that love to that person. And I feel like that's something that I'm seeing because it's just too much love here. But I do feel like there's a wound that needs to be taken care of in this reading, Taurus. That I can tell you. Now, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get to your second row of cards. This is going to be for Taurus. We're going to see what's coming out here for you. Let's see. This is for Taurus. All right. Taurus. All right. One of the first cards that's coming out here for you, Taurus, is Chameleon. Here it says, become a chameleon to quickly adapt to changing situations, people, environments. Now, remember when I said that, I actually said that there could be something like a sudden thing that happens. Okay. And it could, and to me, it looks like it's going to be a good thing. Okay. Because you guys did have Jupiter that came out that talked about luck. All right. And sometimes you could be in really tough situations and you're wondering if you're going to be able to get out of it. Let's say, it could be a car situation, right? It could be, a house situation. It could be something like that where you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Sometimes people, even when people have fires, people get out of that situation unscathed, right? And I'm not saying it's going to be anything close to death, but I'm saying, there's something here that you guys are being rescued from. And, you know, for some of you, it's going to be a comfortable situation because you guys have that Venus energy there. For some of you, it may not be. Okay. But change will happen. And so the chameleon is basically saying that, like, you have to adapt pretty quickly. And I do see you adapting, even if it's something that's going to be uncomfortable for you. But here it says blending in and I'm not going to say that word because I always mess it up, or harmony. But I definitely see that there's going to be something unexpected possibly coming in. The fire element talks about spontaneity, and that's what I see. Now, I like the fact that the fire is there because it's going to give you guys the ability to get things going. Here at the bottom of the deck, you guys did have stagnation. This talks about delays, setbacks, where there has been no progression at all for you. And we started off saying that Jupiter expands, right? Even if it's not the best, Jupiter expands. But it had abundance on there, it had success. And so for you, fire is saying there's about to be a quick change, some quick blessings, or blessings that's going to come in here sooner than you think based on this stagnation. So like, let's say nothing has changed in the past 3 years. Here with stagnation is saying, yeah, I get it. Nothing has really progressed for you, but it will. It says, take this moment of standing still to work on self-improvement and personal growth. So like, I hate to say this because I know that it just feels, it sounds like I'm just telling you guys something, but I always feel like the pause is for a reason. If you guys have just broken up with someone, you've just gotten out of a situation, I do believe that you guys need to, you know, kind of, recoup, yes, but kind of collect yourself. So it is a reason why this is here. You guys are experiencing severe disappointment. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you guys are suffering from that. And so this whole stagnation thing is like, you know, you're seeing yourself, you're getting yourself together, you're working on yourself, that type of thing. And I feel like this is going to be a good thing. A lot of you guys need to do this because you've had setbacks. And so you need to start reflecting on, why did that occur? Why did I allow that to happen? And basically not putting yourself in that position again. Now, this could be with investments with money. This could be investments with people that you were dealing with, that type of stuff. But you get what I'm trying to say. Okay. So I do see things are going to change, but I also see that some of you guys are feeling the sense of failure, loss in some degree. This is what we talked about with the 12th house. Loss is here. But there's also a sense of failure. Maybe people who have broken their promises to you, or maybe things that you thought were promised to you and you don't have. Okay, so that's it. We need to breathe, take a moment. Let's just try to figure this out. That's where I see that you guys are at the moment. Now let's go ahead. Let's get this Venus card. Venus. Let's see what comes out. I'm not really clarifying. I'm not. I'm just, Soul lessons. So it says hard life, bad karma, resilience, and scars. This is where you guys have had the worst problems. A lot of you guys used to be married. You're not married anymore. You used to be in long-term committed relationships, and you're not in long-term committed relationships anymore. That's what I'm saying. Okay. And I don't like to say that it was a lesson. I'm not saying that you drew that upon yourself because it was a bad relationship. I just feel like it's basically saying that there's things that you've learned and that you won't accept. I feel like you could have played your part in those connections by allowing it to go on for so long. That's what a lot of people do. It's not just you, right? But we have to look at the good and bad. When it says resilience, that's your resilience based off the bad stuff that you've experienced outside of romance. But a lot of you guys have been in relationships where you were the one who was toughing it out. You didn't feel like this person loved you, but you felt like you had to stick it out for the kids, or you had to stick it out because you didn't want to be alone. Okay. So that's something that I'm saying, but you have learned a lesson in that. But again, Venus also talks about money. So some of you guys have had some tough lessons, hard lessons with how you spend your money, spending your money on things that were saboteur to yourself. Okay. Again, like I said before, bad choices and bad investments and, connections with people. All right. Now let's go ahead. Let's get your third card here. This is going to be for Taurus. Let's see what's going to come out here for Taurus. Taurus. Wow, did not expect that. Now you guys have marriage that's coming out, and you also have downloads. Okay. Now remember, the Venus is the 7th house. Okay. Well, no, that's not true. Venus is 2nd and 7th. Okay. It is ruled by those two elements, Taurus and Libra. And so this could be, and I'm just going to tell you based off of what I see, I feel like this could be some kind of contract that you guys have that's going to be up. This could also be, like I said before, maybe you guys will be signing some type of contract in general in order to obtain money. Second house Taurus did come out, which means that you guys are about to obtain more material possessions. But it also, with 7, dealing with Libra, it does talk about coming together with someone that you can have a long-term committed relationship with. But we have to look at what it is sitting on. It is sitting on top of the 12th. So for a lot of you, there have been spiritually broken contracts, people that you were with and it didn't work out. This is going back to what I was saying before. A lot of you guys were loving someone. You were either with them or maybe just loving them. And it didn't work out because this is the afterlife, right? That means that it is a marriage that didn't work. It was a relationship that didn't work. Okay. And again, contracts that you thought was going to work and it didn't. Okay. Or it did and it didn't work out for your best interest, right? So I do see a loss here in the area of contracts, it's particularly with marriage as well. Here it says you're going to meet your soul partner to help one another grow. It says and prosper, commit, union, match, and connection. That's what I see. Now, the 12th house is a spiritual card. So this person is spiritually aligned. This person is spiritually aligned to you. All right. So this is not, someone who's coming in here to play games or anything like that. This to me is a divine connection. That's what I see. Now, if you look at this card with downloads, this is telling me that you're going to know that this person is meant for you. Here it says, the more you hold that space open, the more the source will run through you, channeling divine information and signs. So you're going to know who this person is. They could be a Pisces. They could be. Like I said before, you have you here, Taurus, Libra, Pisces here. You also have any type of fire sign or someone who has a fire moon. And again, I feel like this person really is going to, really take initiative in this relationship. So it would only make sense that you guys are a match. This person is not lackadaisical. I'm not seeing that. But this is what I'm saying. I love this. But I like the fact that it also says that you guys can work as a team. Like, let's say you meet someone and you can go into business with your marriage partner. You can meet someone while you are conducting business, and this person can end up being a lifetime partner for you. So either way, it is a spiritually based connection. That is what I'm saying. And it's going to be something about that person that you're going to know, even if they don't approach you right away. Subconsciously, you're going to know that this person is the one. Okay, you're going to know right off the bat, because remember, the fire element specifically says it's an instant connection. You may not be able to explain it. That's how it's going to be. It's like it's just unexplainable. And that is going to wash away all that disappointment that you guys have experienced in the past, okay? All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get into your tarot. We're going to see what's going to come out. I am going to be talking about your money for a second. So let's see what comes out here for you. This is going to be for Taurus. Let's see. This is for Taurus. All right, so Taurus, first card that's coming out is the Four of Cups. Yep, that makes so much sense. It makes sense because that 12th house is again, and you have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. The Four of Cups feels like rejection in this reading. And the only reason why I say that is because here it says you have to start noticing what God is presenting you. Like you guys are feeling bad about that one missed opportunity or that opportunity that you thought was going to be yours. Like some of you guys are in that energy. And you can end up not saying that you will, because I see that you will see this person. But the thing is that we don't want you to be so far left because you feel so rejected that you don't pay attention, or you're not paying attention to the people who are in front of you, individuals who are in front of you who want to actually give to you and extend themselves. because the Four of Cups is rejection. But this is what this card says. It says, your responsibilities may distract you from noticing all the gifts that God is presenting to you. Be open to investigating opportunities that come your way. Okay, so I can see that not just about, because remember, this is emotionally distracted. Emotionally distracted. You feel, like I said before, you feel rejected. But this could be other reasons too. Like there could be just sadness. You feel sad. Let's read the Ten of Swords. So I feel like a lot of you guys are in this energy. Okay. I don't feel like that was a coincidence that that Four of Cups came out with this Ten of Swords. Here it says the end of a current path, project, or relationship. That's what it says. That's what I said. 12th house is what? Past. This is the past life. That means that the life that you had with this person is no more. That's why I said that for some of you, this could be someone that you actually really loved, and they are not here on this planet. It says this can bring feelings of joy at times and sadness. Joy due to the fact that, maybe it's something that you knew wasn't going to work and you're finally relieved from that, but sad because it's over, right? Here it says relief and disappointment. It says, but put aside your fears about these changes. There it is again, these changes, and you will experience it. That's just without a doubt. You're going to be experiencing changes. And I'm seeing it that's going to be happening in the area of your love and your money. Now, I know that's what I usually read for, but the only reason why I'm saying that specifically with you is because you had Venus. You literally had the card of love, beauty, money, and wealth, right? Comfortability, sometimes even children. So I like the fact where it says, put those fears aside about these changes that you didn't want to experience. Put that aside, okay? And trust that the universe is going to be bringing in something so much better and brighter for you when it comes down to those things. A lot of y'all are ready. I don't think that some of y'all are not fearful. You're ready for change. You're like, I'm ready for my money to get better. I'm waiting for my life partner. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get your next card. This is going to be for Taurus. Next card that's coming out here for you, Taurus, is the Five of Winter. Look at this. This is the Five of Swords. Look at what's at the bottom of the deck, so y'all won't think that I'm playing. Y'all, you see how those dogs, it's just like you're not getting along with someone. And it doesn't have to be just love, y'all. Remember, that first card that we read, what did I say? Fire talks about aggression and assertiveness. You got the good stuff with the fire, but there's also things that I said that you guys have to be cautious about. And then we get to this part right here, and there you have it. Right? Jupiter expands, make things worse. Sometimes making things worse, and it's really not that way. Or if it is, this is like, I need you to think before it gets worse, right? This is what it says, your current path isn't leading you towards the happiest possible outcome. So why not change it? There it is again, a question. Some of you guys are still in it. Some of you guys are still in this. Here it says, always maintain integrity, compassion, but be alert to the hidden agendas of others. There it is again, being alert, or what I say, cautious. Because there's some integrity issues here. And then it's with people who are closest to you. The only reason why I said that is because of Two of Cups. Two of Cups is people who are closest to you, intimate relationships regardless, right? This is the people that you are partnering with for your own business. It's people that you could be rooming with, like you got a roommate. This is someone that you are romantically involved with. This could be a family member who you're always around and they ended up saying something or doing something that was not right. Okay? So let's go ahead and look at this Two of Cups. And it literally says, which you will. This will happen, but this is also explaining how some of you guys, in order for you to get this Two of Cups, that 12th house energy has to happen. That Ten of Swords will happen. Those endings, those things, certain things have to happen in order for you to actually get to the happiest outcome. That's what it said. So here it says, you're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion for your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships may be in distress, but still can be saved. Don't give up. Now, like I said before, this is a general reading. Now, if this was a personal, I would already know what this is. Okay? It's a general, so it can go either way. That's a fact. Like, one thing is not going to be for the same recipe. It's not going to be the same way for a different person. You guys all have different charts. But this is like one of those things. If you want to work it out, if you want something to actually work with this individual, if you see that it's doable, then you can, because it can end up deepening the connection instead of tearing it apart. But if you guys are at odds, that's the reason why you guys had that caution, because it's like, yeah, you're at odds, but don't make it worse. Don't, lash out. I know you're angry, okay? But think before you react. And that's why that fire sign is there, okay? Like I said before, it could be good or bad. But looking at this is like, it may not be that bad. Or even if it is, just see how you guys can work it out, because you don't want to make the situation worse. And now you're going to be in regret because of things that you said or did. That happens even with people at their job. Oh, they get upset with somebody. I remember, I will never forget this. Back in the day when we were younger, because kids, of course, we live with our parents. They weren't necessarily asking us for anything. And so, they wanted us to have little jobs. And most of the people I knew had jobs. Most of the teenagers that I knew had jobs. And so if the boss didn't like something that, one of them did, it didn't mean that the boss yelled. They weren't necessarily aggressive, but they were like, I don't like the fact that they came to me that way. And they would just walk off the job right in the middle of the business hours, right? And it was like one of the worst things that they can do, because it was always around the time that they needed money to do things. And so, they ended up regretting it because they got into their feelings, right? They felt disrespected, right? And it was just like they didn't think before they reacted to that. So my thing is to say, yes, you may feel that you're okay, that you can do without the person, but at the same time, you don't know what type of damage that can cause. So I'm just saying, just be careful about how you respond to people, no matter what. Okay. And I do know that the Two of Cups talks about intimate relationships. So that means you do have love for this person. There is trust, right? For the most part. And so you could be reacting out of the fact that you just feel slighted. Now, I do know that for some people, you don't have to love this person, because if it's somebody at your job, baby, it's not really about love. It's about disrespect. And so that goes with the same thing. Just be careful about how you react, even if you feel disrespected. Okay? Even if you feel it, I get it. But just be careful, because they've been telling you this for a while. That was funny, because you know how I usually go back and I post like the video of last year, like on the dot. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to repost the video that I did. And I literally saw this. I think I haven't even posted yet. And it literally said, Taurus, maybe I did. Like, Taurus, be careful. Like, don't snap off. I think I may have done that yesterday. And I was like looking at the title. I didn't look at the video, but I was looking at the title, and I'm like, damn, I actually was telling Taurus that last week. Now, I know for certain that that's true. Not for me, but for people that I know that are Tauruses. It wasn't happening last year. Right? But I'm like, there's going to be some things that are going to piss you off pretty badly. And it did. I mean, stuff really hit the fan. So it's the same energy that's still around. Not saying that you're going to be in it forever. It just means that same kind of energy is like around. So just be mindful of how you entertain people. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a card for today and tomorrow. Okay? Of course, we know that these cards are going to stretch out in the future, but I'm going to go ahead and pull. And with these are going to be ups and downs. Okay, we're going to read both sides. So this is going to be for Taurus. All right, that's looking a little crooked. I didn't realize that was looking like that. My bad, y'all. Y'all already know. Got this whole perfectionism thing going. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get it. You guys had the Four of Swords in the reverse. I see you getting out of depression, sadness, despair. Makes sense. Four of Cups, right? Four of Cups, Five of Swords, Ten of Swords. Makes sense. Like some of you guys have been healing from that. Some of you guys have been healing from that thing where you have been sad, depressed, betrayed, backstabbed, that type of thing. And so you're like, I had to take a pause from this. I had to take a pause from people. I had to get away from people. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to do. And so this card is saying, yeah, that's about to be over. I love that this on here, it says re-entering the world. So that means that now you're going to actually enjoy yourself going out. You're going to enjoy what life has to offer. But why do we know that that's correct? Because of that Venus card. See, remember, Venus is enjoyment. It is pleasure. And in order for you to actually experience that pleasure, what do you have to do? You have to put yourself out there. And if you guys have been having problems with your money, like I said before, Venus automatically gives you something, especially with that Jupiter card that we saw. That's on its own expansion of your money, opportunities, and love, like it's like love on a platter. Okay, so that stagnation that we saw earlier when nothing was happening. Where is the love of my life? Where is my money? Where is my stability? Okay, so the fire element talks about now things are going to start moving. And then it's the Four of Swords in the reverse. That's how I'm going to read it. I want to read it both sides, but it's what side come out. This is how I feel. So now you're coming out of this pausing moment. You're coming out of this, retreatment. You're coming out of this delay, right? Because you've healed from whatever it is that have made you feel sad or depressed. You're healing. There it is again. I didn't know what was at the bottom of the deck. It keeps showing you the same stuff. You're healing from a relationship, or you have healed. I feel like you have healed, and a lot of you guys are now like, I'm ready. I do have to talk about those who are in a coupleship. And the only reason why I want to recognize a few of you, because that card said, hey, and I think it was either that one or that one, where it says that, it's not, your emotions can deepen. Okay, you guys can start feeling that spark again, that love again for the person that you've been fighting with, that you've been in conflict with. Okay. And so here with the Four of Swords, it's like someone now is ready to actually put in that work. Someone is like, you know what? We've had our moments where we haven't been together. Like, I don't want to be without you. And then that is where this card comes out here, where the Two of Cups literally means what? Where it's like, okay, I don't want to be without you. I'm tired of not being without you. What do you want me to do? I'll put the work in. And I see that this person could. But remember, it has to be that way. It has to. So I don't want you to make this message work for you and it doesn't work out that way. Someone that comes in and they're abusive and they're not doing anything. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that someone is like, baby, I can't be without you. I really need you in my life. So what do I have to do? You know what? Better yet, it's not about what I have to do. Let me show you. Okay, that's how this is going to work. Y'all got a love connection. And that came in the upright. But we already know that there's been situations where there's been a breakup. Like I said before, you guys were separated and there was too much conflict, too much disharmony, right? You guys been feeling rejected. You've been feeling rejected, feeling unloved by this individual, and that is turned upside down. And so that is what's being fixed. That's why I said, even if it's no one from your past, this is what's going to be happening with that divine partner. They're going to make you feel wanted and loved. That's going to be the healing factor in all of this. This is why I love this so much. Now, let's see if we can relate this for today. I would say today, you guys did pretty good, like this week. I feel like there is this thing where you've been working a little bit too hard. Maybe you could have had a hand this week to help you out, because I do feel a little stressed, burnt out. I think I may have said burnt out already, right? A little tired, a little achy, Okay, little bones, little crickety, you know what I mean? So I do see that. I feel like there is someone in particular that you can talk to that's going to help you. Now, I'm only seeing a conversation, and hopefully you guys have someone who would be more like a companion where you can talk to this person and you can rely on them, especially if there's just things that you are concerned about. But to me, this just feels like body aches, feeling tired, feeling exhausted because we're this Thursday, right? So it's like it's almost at the end of the week. You guys are just ready for the weekend. So that's what I'm seeing. Okay. So let's see what comes out tomorrow. Let's see what it comes out for tomorrow. This is going to be in the morning, through the rest of the day. And of course, when I come back on, I'll have that reading for the next day. Let's see. All right. Okay, so you guys had the Strength card in the upright, and you had the Seven of Pentacles in the upright. So tomorrow, I'm not actually seeing anything crazy. I really don't. I feel like tomorrow you guys are going to get your tails up. All right. You guys are going to make sure you go out the house. Tomorrow's Friday. So it's like wherever you go tomorrow, what in the world? I hate when people get these cars and they have to rev it. It's like, so what? Anyway, go manage your business. I see that you guys going to be this weekend. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow night. Maybe you guys going to go out. Thank you so much, Juicy J. I appreciate that. Thank you. Uh-oh. Let me go ahead and like that. I appreciate that. I don't know why I feel like it's going to be tomorrow night. And I don't want to say Saturday because I know it could be on a weekend, right? I mean, time kind of blends itself, but I see y'all getting dressed up. And I don't know what for, but it's just like, I see that you guys are like doing something, okay, where you're smelling good. I always say it smell good for Taurus, right? I always tell y'all that. I'm like, oh, you always look good, smell good. But no. This, for some odd reason, I actually see that. Like, you guys are like really dressing up, smelling good, that type of thing. I don't know if you want to be invited somewhere, but it kind of feels like some of you guys may end up being invited somewhere or invited out. Now, I think I want to get up in the morning to do the readings in the morning, and I want to see what's going to pop out because tomorrow I'm going to actually say what's going to happen tonight, okay? And if it's another card that represents like going out, I'm going to be like, yeah, that's it. Like, even if it's not tomorrow, it's going to be this weekend. I see y'all going out somewhere, all right? Some of y'all going to be working this weekend. I'm sorry, right? Okay. I see a lot of y'all dressing up. But for others, you guys, part of what I'm saying, if it has something to do with your actual attire, this is like cleaning, and that makes sense. Cleaning, a lot of hard work around the house, that type of thing. Yeah, that's something that I see. But I feel like it's going to be like you guys are going to go and you're invited somewhere. And I'm not sure if you are aware of this. This could be someone who is let me get the signs. I think I put the signs back up in here. I definitely see a Leo. I said I saw a Pisces, a Leo. What was the other one that I just saw earlier? I said a fire sign. So that's Aries, Sag, Leo. A Scorpio, definitely. Cancer. And I think those are the only ones that popped out. And a Virgo. Okay. So, and a Gemini. So that's what I'm seeing. So I feel like, like I said, tomorrow, I think you'll do pretty good. I feel like you're going to get up really tired tomorrow, dragging. Okay. Especially if, it's like it's the last day of the week. But I feel like, overall this weekend, it's going to feel pretty good for you guys. Okay. But I thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, all the information is down below. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys, most likely, I'll see you guys in the morning. I didn't do your reading this morning because I ended up doing Aquarius and they showed up for me. I was actually really shocked by that. Okay, so I'll do you guys in the morning. All right, love you guys. Have a good night. Bye. Thank you so much, Joe Mama. Thank you so much, Juicy J. All right, bye, guys.